Good morning. This is like the 6th time that I've tried to film this intro, so whatever comes out my mouth in this shot is staying and it's going in the video. I can only assume it's going to get easier every time I do this. But yeah, you join me outside today. Just taking my cat for a walk, as weird as that sounds. I'll introduce you to him later. I've just tied him up at the moment and he's exploring, looking at the birds. He loves it. God, it is stunning out here. I think I'll do a bit more of an intro when I get home. I don't know what the sound quality is like out here. I don't know if you can hear the road. I definitely can, so I'm hoping it's not too loud. And I also really wanted to put the camera down somewhere, but I can't find anywhere stable for it. But yeah, welcome. It's my first YouTube video, so hopefully something that I keep up. I just want to document so many things this year. So my partner and I, we bought a house 3 years ago in Edinburgh. It's like a little sort of cottage on the outskirts of Edinburgh, and was like a full renovation project, and I completely regret not filming that process. Just checking he's okay. There's quite a few dog walkers around, so I'm just hoping they don't come my way. I'll flip the camera around in a minute and I'll show you him. But yeah, basically have been renovating this house, and I've taken like lots of pictures and I've documented it in that aspect, but my biggest regret is not filming it. I wish to God I'd done it. Definitely throughout these videos, and at some point I want to like do some before and afters. I want to show you all the kind of pictures and take you on a tour on all the kind of stuff we've done, but we've still got some renovations to do this year, so I didn't want to miss the chance to film it. We've got the kitchen to do. We're going to be building like a workshop, garage type of thing. We're actually going to do that before the kitchen so that we have a workshop to do the kitchen in. And we also want to get into the garden this year, do some things in the garden, and sort out our like fitted wardrobe situation. I just have to make sure he doesn't like run off. I've literally attached him to a tree, so yes, anyway. Also, there's a few craft projects I want to do this year. I'm definitely going to show you one of those today. I'm going to get started on it today, which is really cool. I've been planning it out a little bit, and also want to document our little cat. We take on adventures, we take him walks and hikes and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, come along for that. Hopefully you enjoy these videos. The plan is to do one a week. I don't know if I'm even going to enjoy doing this yet. I've never ever edited a video in my life. That is something I'm going to be doing tomorrow. So I'm going to film today. I'm going to film some clips of my day, talk you through this project, this crafty project that I'm going to be working on this year. And tomorrow I'm going to attempt to edit, which is a whole new thing on a really old laptop that is currently in desperate need of a new battery, so I don't even know if it's going to be able to handle that. Anyway, come along for the journey. We got like stuck in a fence there. I can't flip the camera. It's so annoying. Like on an iPhone camera, when you're filming, you can't flip it, and I don't know why that is. It's such a stupid feature in my opinion. I'll show you him if you can see him. There he is. I'm gonna keep walking him in a little second. I'll get some clips of that, but yeah, got my tea, got a little chai tea today. Yeah, we had such a cold snap in Edinburgh last week. It was the coldest I've felt this year. I actually don't even remember it getting that cold last year. It was in the minus like all throughout the day, like the ground just wouldn't even thaw. It was frosty constantly. It was so cold. It's back in kind of double figures now, and I have to say it feels like spring. It feels wonderful, and the sun's shining. I'm going to show you some clips of Seb, and then we'll get home and we'll talk about this project. This is his little setup at the moment. I've tied him onto the tree there. Let me just put my tea down so you can see him. But yeah, tied him around that tree, and he's just having the best time. Look at him. The lead extends quite far, so he can walk quite a distance away from this tree. I don't actually even think he needs his coat on today. It's quite warm, but I just don't know how cold cats get. Like, I know most cats are outdoors and they obviously don't have coats on. I really wanted to do 1,000 hours outside this year. I went to high school with, posted about it on Instagram actually, which is how I heard about it. You can print off a little tracker. I think it's mainly aimed at people that have kids, but you can like print off a tracker, colour in all your little segments, and then you can write down how many hours you spent outside each month. And obviously throughout the year the hope is that it builds up to 1,000. So I had that kind of idea that I would log that this year and try and get outside as much as possible. Didn't realise that 1,000 hours is roughly like, I don't know, 3 hours a day, which is just like, I don't think that's possible. I might do 500 hours outside instead. I do spend a lot of time outside, but I think 3 hours a day is quite substantial. So yeah, I don't know, we'll see what we can do. I think matching the sky today with my jumper. I love it. I love this colour with blonde hair. I've been really toying lately with the idea of like dyeing my hair dark again, which all my friends are going to scream at me for because I've spent so much money trying to get it this colour. My roots are just coming in. But whenever I'm wearing like this shade of blue, I just love the blonde with the blue, so I don't know, maybe I'll keep it. I suppose I better start heading home. I just don't want to go home. I love being outside. Need to finish my tea and then we'll get home. Something I love that Seb does is whenever he's tired or he's been walking for a while and he just can't be bothered, he jumps up on your shoulder and just like sits there, just comes along for the journey. I just love it. Oh my gosh. When we were thinking about getting a cat, we were in Paris. We were at Montmartre, I think, in like the little artist's square. And there was a guy playing the accordion and he had a cat on his shoulder. And I remember Robin, my boyfriend, saying, like, if we get a cat, that's what I want. I want to train it to do that. And we got Seb and he just does it. We didn't have to train him. And sometimes he's really polite about it if he wants up and he'll like pat your foot. And he's basically saying, please can I come up on your shoulder? Oh, it's so sweet. So, yeah. Sebby! Oh my goodness, you are a little rascal. Oh, it's stunning. Oh my gosh. Zippy. So hungry. Oh my goodness. Come here. Let's take your jacket off. Come here. Yeah, good boy. What's a good boy? Listen to that purr. Let's get your harness off too. Come on. Is it itchy? Oh, baby boy. I think we need to get him a bigger harness. I think it's getting like a tiny bit too tight. I feel like doing YouTube videos is going to humble me so quickly because look how dirty this window is. That's disgusting. That is that is vile. That's a project that I need to do. Definitely not one for today. Back. Had some lunch. Really hoping I'm in shot for this. Got my cup of tea. I love this mug so much. This mug's by a ceramicist on Etsy called Sarah Reese. It's on the bottom. Sarah Reese Lloyd? I just love it so much. It's actually not the... So I got this 2 Christmases ago and annoyingly this isn't actually the original one I had. So I had a way nicer shape. It was like really squared and like chunkier, but I smashed it. Of course I did. So I had to get a replacement and she didn't have any of like that stock left, so you know, got a slightly different shape, but that's okay. I still love it. If you want to know what I'm drinking tea. I'm obsessed with tea. I cannot get enough of tea, but weirdly I haven't drank a normal cup of tea in years. And when I say normal cup of tea, so basically I drink Yorkshire biscuit brew. I don't know if anyone's heard of it. I'm gonna go get it actually. I'll go get the box. 2 seconds. haven't had a normal cup of tea in ages. I exclusively drink this now. I'm obsessed. Yorkshire biscuit tea. It doesn't even taste like tea. It is a black tea. It's, yeah, like it is a black tea. It literally has 3% flavourings. But it just tastes like biscuits. It's so good. And I drink it with oat milk as well, so it's just like this malty, warm, delicious drink. And now when I drink normal tea, I don't know if anyone else finds this, but it tastes fishy. Like I cannot get it out of my head that it tastes fishy. I don't know, maybe that's just certain brands. Yeah, but I thought we could have a little chat about some crafts that I want to do this year, specifically a big project that I've got planned, and I think it's going to take me an entire year to do. He wants me to open the door. In a minute? In a minute. How do people film videos without there just being like a ton of like dead space and silence? I actually like just where my brain like doesn't work. Anyway, I'm really into arts and crafts. Specifically love doing things with textiles. I love using different materials. I've dabbled in about everything you can imagine. Crochet, knitting, embroidery, clay, making things with clay. Recently I've done a bit of quilting. Recently did stockings, like Christmas stockings, and I love working with gorgeous fabrics. I made a Christmas stocking this year actually with the Liberties fabric, which was just the most beautiful thing. Oh my gosh, I love looking at it. Annoyingly, I didn't finish it until after Christmas, so I'm not going to be able to use that stocking until next year, this year. He's eating my toast. I don't think I should be letting him do that. But he's happy. Always loved doing stuff with textiles, and actually when I was thinking about going to uni, I was really set on going to art school. I was doing advanced higher art at the time, and my project was like a Little Red Riding Hood cloak. And when I think back about it, actually, it was very Tortured Poets-esque. I'd started to embroider like the Little Red Riding Hood story on the cloak, and I was also doing a bit of felting. So I think in advanced art you had like your big project, but then I think you also had to have sort of side projects throughout. Oh no, that was it. I was going to do a storyboard and like an animation of the story as well. So I was going to make the cloak as like the final piece, but I was also going to do felt all these little characters and then actually do stop motion, film them and act out the story and that kind of thing. So I was really set on going to art school and doing something to do with textiles. I was thinking like costume design or something like that. But when I went to art school open days, I was very quickly hit in the face with, I am not going to get into art school, because I didn't have a portfolio at all. I quickly realised that I wasn't ever gonna, I just didn't have time to build a portfolio. I hadn't been building a portfolio, I'd been quite naive about it. And I've ended up going on to study English literature instead because I loved stories and reading and that kind of thing. But yeah, I've always had this like desire to be creative, and I'm always looking for a way to be creative. So recently I dabbled in cross stitch. Now, a friend of mine, Kim, does cross stitch, and I remember she was also my manager, and she had organised like a team day for us once, and we went to the park and had like a picnic and things, and she brought these cross stitch kits for us all to do. I just remember sitting in that park like not having a single clue how to cross stitch or what it even was. I never really picked it up again, but recently got into watching lots of cross stitch and artists on TikTok. So recently finished or completed my first cross stitch piece. So I made this little robin for Christmas. Oh god, no, don't look at the back. The back is a mess. I got so lazy about it. So the back of this is a mess. I started out really neat, so I don't know if you can see, but I started out with like all these beautiful clean rows, and then if you look at all this kind of white thread, I just couldn't be bothered stopping and cutting my thread. Anyway, I don't care, this was just like a practice piece. I've also still got a couple of stitches to do in blue, which I'm not going to do. I'm not going to bother with that because I kind of just did this. I wasn't planning on going anywhere, I just did it on a whim and really enjoyed it. I had so much fun making this. It's the kind of thing that like you can just sit and do in front of the TV, and it feels like you're doing something with your hands, you're not scrolling, you're being kind of mindful and present. Also you're creating something in the process, and it's just really therapeutic watching it kind of build up into a picture, so really, really enjoyed it. This led me on to wanting to create a kind of big piece. And as I said, so I've been watching a lot of people on TikTok, and there's a woman that's doing this incredible piece right now. Oh, I can't remember the name of the artist. Let me look on my laptop. Gina Matarazzo. She does like a lot of the piece this specific content creator is doing is like a medieval bunny type of thing, where I think the rabbit's wearing these like medieval clothes, and it's huge, and like over 100,000 stitches. It's massive, and she's uploading her progress kind of every day. I really wanted to do a Gina Matarazzo piece, but I tried to find a kit online and I just don't know if it's that easy to buy in the UK. So I went down this kind of journey. Basically, I wanted to create a cross stitch piece that's huge, kind of go over the fireplace at Christmas. And I wanted it to be really festive, really nostalgic, almost kind of ugly nostalgic. Came across this series called Threadbares. Hopefully you know what I mean by ugly. That's vintage. That's nostalgic. That is something that my gran would have framed in her hallway. I love it. So they're called Threadbares by John Clayton, and tried to research this artist and I cannot find a single thing about him. What I've learned so far is this is William Bear, which I quite like because my friend's called William. So this is William at Christmas. He says, "I wish Santa would hurry to my house," thought William. This is William Bear, and then I think, if I understand correctly, there's like a bigger bear called Lucky, who maybe is his friend or family or something like that. And apparently these designs come from John Clayton's watercolours. That's all the information I can find. I cannot find his watercolours anywhere online at all. I can find his landscapes and stuff, but not this Threadbare series. Every single time I type in anything to do with John Clayton, Threadbares, Lucky the Bear, William the Bear, all that comes up is cross stitch kits. The point where I'm like, does this only exist as a cross stitch? Was this just never art? I even posted a comment on like a Facebook forum because I was so desperate to find out, and no one's replied, which is quite annoying. Yeah, so my plan is to, I bought this huge piece of Aida fabric, and I've designed this project to hopefully be something like 70 centimeters by 80 centimeters, so it's going to be huge. I want to have all 7 kind of Christmassy scenes of William the Bear on this fabric, and then I want to maybe like embroider the story along with it if there is a story. I really wanted so badly for this bear collection to have originally been a kid's book, but on each of the kits there's the little sentence about the scene. So my plan is to stitch that kind of the story along with the pictures and make this kind of big piece, and then I'm going to do like a really fancy border, and yeah, just have fun with it. If it takes me 2 months to do one and there's 7 of them, it'll take me just over a year. I'm thinking maybe I can, like, once I get into the rhythm of it, like maybe halfway through the year I'll be much faster and I'll have learned some new techniques and I can do it much quicker than that. But my plan is that this is going to be a year-long project that I'm going to film the process, upload some clips of, like work in progress shots, and see each month the progress that I'm building, and then by Christmas I'll have this final piece, which is hopefully going to be like super festive, nostalgic, and I can like display above the fire. It came yesterday, so I did already have a little sneak peek. But these are the threads. I don't know if anyone else gets excited about thread the way that I get excited about thread. But like, look at that burgundy colour. Oh my gosh. Like, that's gorgeous. And then this kind of lilac. Oh my god. Like amethyst colour. And in this one you get to use like metallic gold shiny thread, which I can't wait for. And it came with really, really nice fabric. Like, this is so soft. But annoyingly, I'm not going to be using this because obviously I want it to be a huge piece. So I actually bought some on Amazon, which is like the stiffest. Oh, it's crispy. But I think I prefer stiff fabric because it's easier to hold. I do have a hoop, I don't have a frame. Yeah, again, anyone that knows anything about cross stitch, I don't have all the tools. But I do have a hoop from doing embroidery before, so I'm hoping that will be fine. This is the pattern, and this is where it gets a bit daunting for me because she big. It is large. I definitely think we've scaled it up. It's intense. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, I'm gonna show you my idea, but before we do that, I just wanted to show you some Gina Matarazzo pieces. Like, this cat. Oh my gosh, I love it. Look at it. And like she does these fun little bats. What else? Let's see. I wonder if I can find that one that that girl's doing. Oh yeah, here. I think this is the piece that the girl's doing on TikTok. So yeah, it's not a bunny, it's a cat. Look at that. That's gorgeous. That's not medieval, is it? Okay, well anyway, ignore that. But yeah, here's my little like threadbare, the ones that I want to do. So this is the first one I'm doing, which you've just seen, and it says, I wish Santa would hurry up to my house. Then there's this one. Oh, look at it. He's posting his Christmas cards. And he says, I hope Lucky gets my Christmas card in time. Then there's this one where he's by the fire, having his mulled wine, and he says, are you excited, Mr. Mouse? Then there's this one where he's like looking into a window. Christmas is for spending time with others, thought William. And then I learned that he has a friend called Tilly, so William and Tilly waited patiently for a glimpse of Santa. Oh, I love it. And then this one I can't find the sentence for. And then this one where he's with little Robin giving him a gift. Started kind of mapping it up on Word, and obviously this is all the kind of scenes that I want to do. This is the Christmas tree one, so the one I've got just now. Because there's 7 scenes, 7 pictures, I need something in each corner to make it a complete kind of picture. I thought maybe I would embroider like Merry Christmas or something like that. This was me just kind of thinking out like the layout of the scenes and the way that I kind of see the story going. And then do like a nice border and then like completely fill the background so there won't be any white space. Kind of sprinkle in some little paw prints, sprinkle in some maybe like bits of holly and all the negative white space. So the idea is it's literally going to be a completely solid fabric tapestry almost. I don't know if any of that makes sense, but that was my thought process. I thought while we still had daylight, I would show you an example of a project that I did years ago actually by Coralie Bickford Smith called The Fox and the Star, I believe, and it was the Waterstones book of the year 2015, and it's this gorgeous story about a fox. Star is his best friend, and then Star goes missing and he can't find the star and he has to figure out the path on his own. It's just beautiful. These were the end papers in the book. If I have a really beautiful book, I want to see it. I hate that it's in a book because you just can't ever see it. Oh, look at that end paper, oh my gosh. This is kind of similar to what I'm hoping to create with this, just have this kind of piece of art on the wall that, yeah, in some way tells a story. Look at him, distinguished gentleman. So we named him Sebastian after Sebastian Vettel, the F1 driver. But I also like to think of him as like Sebastian the crab from The Little Mermaid. Is he a crab or a lobster? Not sure. And he's a Maine Coon. When we picked him up actually, his dad was a full Maine Coon. His mom was really small to the point where I'm wondering if actually she was Siberian. He is 9 months old. Apparently they grow until they're a year and a half. He's fast asleep at the moment because I took him for that walk today. When we got him, we very much planned that he would be an outdoor cat. Like we always wanted him to be an adventure cat, to harness train him, to take him with us. Like we didn't want having an animal to be like It's obviously restrictive, but we wanted to minimize that restriction and like be able to take him with us places, and if we were going to be out all day, like just bring him along. And that's working really well. Like we have the backpack for him. You saw today, like if he gets tired, he'll just kind of hop up onto your shoulder, or he'll like put himself away in the bag and then just go for a nap. So it's going really well, and he's really good at that. What I didn't foresee is that he would just want to go outside all the time, to the point where it's quite annoying because we didn't get a dog because we didn't want to have to walk a dog every day. Like, you have to walk a dog. You can't just be lazy and decide you can't be bothered. You know, you have to walk it. We didn't want that, so we got a cat. And actually, he has to be walked every day. If you don't walk him, he just sits at the front door and howls incessantly to be let outside. And I know there's like a lot of like discourse and a lot of different opinions on whether cats should be kept indoors or outdoors, and if it's cruel to have them as like an indoor cat. But he would just get knocked down like instantly. We live on like a really, really busy road, so if we let him out alone, he would just make like a beeline for the meadow. And yeah, I don't think he would come back. And also, I really don't want to deal with like the dead mice, the dead birds. I don't really want him like coming in with like dirty paws and then like going on our bed and stuff. Whenever we bring him back from a walk, like we always clean his paws. But even if we just play with him and we don't take him for a walk, he wants to go outside. And if he's been outside, then he's fine and he just sleeps, and that's what he's doing right now. So yeah. Hi, baby boy. Oh, he's so snoozy. He's so snoozy. Oh, look at his little mouth. Just gonna take my makeup off, get ready for bed. I'm in my pajamas. These are from, oh, I think they're sea salt. Is it sea salt or salt rock? I don't know. I'm gonna need to look on the label on the back later, but yeah, I'm gonna get all my makeup off. I thought it might be a nice opportunity to talk about like what TV I'm watching at the moment, what I'm enjoying, but first let me find my cleanser. Oh, I'm so upset because I just finished I don't know where that is either. I can't find anything. I just finished my Elemis cleanser, which was heavenly. I mean, it was only like a tiny little pot. Oh my gosh, it was my favourite cleanser. I loved the smell of it. It felt like a little spa treatment when I was taking makeup off. But at the moment, I'm just using this number 7, which I don't love. I don't hate it. It's just not as much of a treat as the Elemis one was. Let's take makeup off. Also, feel like taking makeup off on the internet is like, why am I doing that to myself? But hey, we're doing it and it'll be nice to chat. So, watching Squid Games, the second one. I wasn't keen. Oh, also, fashionable little wristbands. If you don't have these little wristbands, you need to get yourself some because they stop the water from like going down my arms, which is something that I didn't know bothered me as much as it does. So watching Squid Games 2, I wasn't keen on it for the first few episodes. I found it so repetitive, it was unreal. Like, I just didn't want any content of them in the games. I wanted more of the story, the other storyline. I don't want to say too much to spoil it in case people haven't seen it. I just wanted like more development in the other storylines, and I felt like every single time they had to vote, I was like, I get it. Like, obviously you're gonna vote to stay in the games because otherwise there wouldn't be a show. So got a bit exasperated with that, but persevered, pushed through, and I'm now on an episode where everything kind of is starting to change. So yeah, I'm gonna finish that tonight. Obviously watching Traitors. I'm so annoyed because someone on my Instagram posted a reel of their day and then a clip of the Traitors, and they posted the clip of the round table and who got banished. And I'm just like, why would you choose that clip to post? So I've had it kind of ruined for me who goes out at the next round table. I don't know what nights Traitors is on. Every time I go on there's an episode to watch, so I really need to just look that up. But yeah, loving Traitors. I'm enjoying this season that they actually have. I still think there's a long way to go, but they've built in some sort of incentive for the traitors to like try and manipulate the games. I still think there's more they could do, like proper full-on sabotage would be great, because ultimately it is just a mind game. Like, there's never actual evidence, and I feel like if there was, it'd just make for a bit more entertaining TV. But nonetheless, I'm still enjoying it. I'm weirdly always on the traitors' side. I don't know why. Maybe it's just because I find them more interesting and like I find that gameplay more interesting, but I'm always rooting for the traitors to win. So at the moment I'm really loving Mina. I really want her to go far. I want her to win all the money on her own. I cannot be bothered with Linda. I can't be bothered with her. What else am I watching? Oh, I'm watching Avatar, like The Last Airbender, which is so random. Obviously years late to the game on that one. My friend Louie is obsessed with Avatar, so she's gonna be beside herself with joy. I'm really enjoying it. I'm only a couple episodes in, so he's only just gone to the Earthbenders, like, realm, kingdom, and found his old friend, Boku? Bono? Bonu? Can't remember his name. But he's just gone there, he's found his friend after all these years. It's really nice actually, because the other day I put a TV in the bedroom. So I grew up with a TV in my bedroom. I was one of those kids, always had a TV in my room. And also I was an only child for like all of my childhood. There's a huge age gap between me and my brothers, like 12 years between me and my oldest brother. So I had a TV in my room, and I used to just love going up to my room, getting cozy in bed and watching films and things. And yeah, into my adult life, stopped having a TV in my bedroom, but I was really craving it the other night. I just really wanted to like get into bed, get cozy and like watch a film. So I brought a TV, just a small one, from the attic. And oh my gosh, what a treat! And what's really nice about it is I've been able to like almost have cartoons in bed with Avatar. I don't think it's going to be like a permanent thing. I still prefer the bedroom without a TV in it, and I do find it like disrupts my sleep. Yeah, it's kind of it at the moment. If you're still watching this video, then you clearly either skipped the cross-stitch chat, or you care about it, or you want to know what I'm doing. So basically just a quick update on that. So you saw me like map out that big piece of Ada that I had and like draw out where all the pieces were going to be, and then I marked out the centre spot and was ready to go in this pattern, and then I tried to put the needle through the fabric, and oh my god, was it not cooperative. So of course, trying to be like frugal, I got like the cheapest possible fabric I could get in the size I needed on Amazon, and the kit I bought with the bear came with its own fabric, but of course because I'm making this like big piece, I wasn't going to use that. But yeah, I compared them both and basically realised the Amazon fabric is just too stiff. Like, it's so stiff, it's going to hurt my fingers, I can't get the needle through the holes. And yeah, it's just going to be a nightmare, and it's a huge project that I'm going to be working on for a really long time, so I don't want to like commit to that. Also, I feel like I've well and truly taken my makeup off now, so maybe I can just chat. So then I went on this like spiral where I was like, oh God, I'm gonna have to buy more fabric. And again, I need it like in that big size, like kind of 70 to 80 centimeters. Found some online, was going to buy it, thinking, okay, it'll come in a few days. I realised if I'm working on something that big a scale, it's going to be so hard to hold the fabric. And then I had the thought, why don't I just use the fabric they sent me with the kit, which is really nice, like pure cotton, Ada, and then like stitch all those pieces together, and then where the stitching is, like in between each kind of seam, I guess, I can do like a decorative border, and I can still fill all that space and make it quite decorative, but just kind of slightly switch up the design, and then it means I'm actually just doing one piece and holding like one piece of fabric each bare. Kind of a waste of time like going through the process of like drawing up all the grids and stuff, and obviously now I just have like meters of fabric from Amazon that I'm not going to use because it's awful quality. But anyway, so we'll keep updated on that project. I was trying Skin & Me for a little while. So I signed up to Skin & Me, I did the whole questionnaire. I actually did this like a year ago and they denied me because I had like some eczema when we were wearing, no, it was a few years ago because it was during COVID. And when we had to wear face masks, I broke out so bad. Like I had the driest, like I basically developed eczema all around my kind of face and like the sides of my nose. I remember sending them pictures and they were like, yeah, no, we can't send you any products, like you need to go to a doctor. And I was really annoyed. Anyway, that all cleared up, and then I signed up for Skin & Me a few months ago and they sent me everything, and I read all these reviews and everything on their website saying like, you know, it's going to get worse before it gets better, like the point of it is that it purges your skin and you're going to break out, but just like persevere, stick with it, get through that, and then your skin will be wonderful. I freaked out. I did not stick with it. I finished getting ready for bed. I'm going to brush my teeth and stuff, and then I will come on and say goodbye. I'm going to go finish watching Squid Games, have a cup of tea, and then get into bed. I just wanted to say thank you if you've get to the end of the video. I can't quite believe I filmed enough content today to make something. I'm going to edit it tomorrow, so I don't know how that's going to go. Hopefully this ends up going up, and yeah, I'm excited. I'm really excited. I've got lots to film, I've got lots to show you. I kind of just want to document this year and I want to get started with some New Year's resolutions, and this is one of them, to just do it, because I've been thinking about it for years and I've never just picked up the camera and done it. So today is that day. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed, and I'll see you soon.